Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy Josh out,
It's your boy Tez.
and this is another episode of Sports Talk with Ted and Josh. In this episode, we're going to review Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania review. So, just to give you a warning, we may discuss some spoilers, but before you pause, if you haven't watched it, take your time to go watch it. Check it out at the theaters. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, also leave a comment too as well. Okay. All right. So, take first reaction. Ant-Man Quantumania. What you think? First reaction.
Overall, solid project. Nice leeway, actually a good start off for Phase 5. Different, I'll say a different tempo compared to Black Panther Wakanda Forever that in Phase 4. So now we actually are officially in the start of the multiverse saga, as they call it now. They did not exclude like the Phase 4 shows that was that had somewhat had an introduction to the multiverse, but now there's the official theater aspect of it of the multiverse being used. Um, I guess if you want to use Doctor Strange as well, but this is like a true thing showing that there's different worlds out there. That's what I'm saying. But overall, I like it. Jonathan Mayers was the star of the show though.
Yeah,
He was the star of the show.
yeah,
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He was the star of the
yeah.
show.
My first reaction was I was gonna see how they was gonna introduce, the persona of Kane. Was it gonna get it just like
Hmm.
the comic book? I think Jonathan Major did a great job as Kane. Oh, spoiler alert! One of the variants of Kane. If
Yeah,
you haven't watched
yeah,
it,
yeah,
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 one of the. We're gonna say one of the variants, but he did a great job. I think it was pretty much a great introduction to Phase 5. That's pretty much what
yeah.
it was in a nutshell.
Yeah, compared to the variant, he remains, which that was more the comedic, laid back. I guess you could say a laid back version. He wasn't as violent, but this one here, nah, this came. So
Yeah,
so
he
the
he
bed
chose
so the
violence
bedtime story.
every day.
Yeah,
He chose
yeah,
violence every day. That's all we're gonna say.
yeah. He was, his
So,
character, he was exiled.
mhm.
So
Yeah, he was exiled from the Council of Kane. What we both went to the movies to go see it. I say that when the ship crashed, that's what I'm thinking where you came from,
yeah.
the Council of Kane.
Now, do you think? Because we saw three lights. You think this was in the same event of when Sophie stabbed Kane, and or not even say Sophie was Kane. I think this was that was the timeline where him getting exiled was the same timeline Endgame happened when they had to go back in time and they broke off into those groups into separate timelines. I think this is around that same. I think that all three of those events happened at the same time with
Yeah,
Endgame.
it's possible. It's possible. I'm not going to say you was wrong. A lot of things happen with the timeline.
Yeah,
If you go back to Loki, a lot of stuff changed within the
exactly.
within the timeline. So you could be right. I'm not going to say you're wrong. Not really going to because there's really not enough evidence to.
Yeah, because at this point, Jan is still stuck in the quantum realm. So this, she's been down there for 30 years. So who knows, like when the actual event of well, we know the year, but we don't know the actual event of Endgame happened. Like them breaking off and going back in time.
Mhm.
Possibly Kane could have been exiled around the same time, and they could have possibly jumped in the same and just went off into another branch, or they know no they didn't know about the quantum realm. They knew about it, but they knew about the time travel part of it, not an actual another world in the quantum realm. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this out. The way, especially how this movie was. Well, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. I don't know if they're going to bring some throwback characters. I don't know if they're going to even try to bring back the OG Avengers. There's a possibility, but I doubt it. But yeah, we'll see what
Well, it's
happens.
always possible if you're dealing with the multiverse. It's possible they can bring people
It's
back.
very possible. Yeah,
Possible. I'm not going to count it out, but I think they're going to probably introduce Fantastic Four and other portions of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think they're probably going to lean towards.
Especially
Did
when
they
they
announce the Fantastic Four? movie yet?
They
You know
ain't
they've been
announced the
hitting
cast
that,
yet.
like,
Yeah,
but they
they
haven't
ain't announced.
announced the release date.
They ain't announced. I mean, they got
Not
a
that I
release
know
date.
of.
The cast hasn't been announced, but the release date is November 2024. So they
Mm-hmm.
doing it right. I think it's either gonna be right after Kang Dynasty, or yeah, I think it's like gonna be right after King Dynasty, if I'm not mistaken, or a little bit
Okay.
before. No matter of fact, it's gonna be before because Fantastic Four is supposed to be the last of that phase, and then it's gonna go to King Dynasty. So Fantastic Four probably will be in King Dynasty. So Fantastic Four is gonna be before.
Oh, okay. Trying to think of
Um,
any other thing. How did any parts of the movie you stood out to you?
Cassie, Cassie,
Cassie.
man, Cassie. I'm sorry. I love the I love the actress or the actor that played her, but the character, for all
Mm-hmm.
the things that she has caused, she didn't learn how to fight. She looked like Scott when he first started. She looked like she can't throw no punches. She couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
nothing. She's literally just a third wheel in that movie. She just had a suit. That's all. She was a third wheel with a suit. That's literally what she was the whole fucking. Um, but no, like I said,
uh,
in due time she will
what
learn
about
how
what
to.
about what about Murdoch?
I actually like Murdoch. I ain't gonna fake. I
Yeah.
actually like it. CGI. I mean,
Okay.
the CGI aspect of it, I can see why they did it like that because that is technically
Mhm.
him. He does have the baby arms and the baby legs. Like
He did.
I
I'm
get
gonna
that.
say he had a big head, the baby arms and the baby legs. I'm like, bro, you can't really go too bad with it.
Nah, no, you can't. But I was expecting a little less CGI. I guess. I guess what I'm trying to say. Like, it'll actually show him. Don't
Hmm.
have him look like a straight TV monitor. Like, I guess
Hmm.
you know, like at least show some type of human skin to be
Hmm.
part of the helmet. You know, but overall the character I like. I mean, he was just like the comic, smart as hell. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that um set up, trap the beacon for them to even get sucked in. So
Hmm.
that showed right there how how he was. And I like the fact that they brought back an old character, um, as in Darren Cross, which he's the character
Hmm.
that plays Modoc. I actually like that they did brought him back into the fold because we didn't know he did get stuck into the multiverse. We just ain't know, or into the quantum realm. We just ain't know where or how,
Yeah.
where he was stuck at. But the fact that it was somebody that they all knew, it was like, okay, that is bringing everything for a full circle. If this is the last Ant-Man, which I think it is, it brings everything in a full circle. So yeah,
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything in the storyline. The storyline was fairly straightforward. Layman's term, they got stuck. Everybody went back to the quantum realm. They met Kang. Pretty much was Kang was searching for him.
oh, the
Pretty
freedom,
much they what the key goal was. I want to say the main point. I hate to spoil it, but give away big spoilers. They pretty much were trying to get Kang was trying to get out. So the big
yeah,
proponent. I'm not gonna give too much big details. We're gonna say he needed Scott to get this certain item so he
get
can
the
get
certain
out
item, yeah,
before his mission
yeah,
over. I'm speaking in vague. I don't want to go. I don't want to give a complete spoiler, but that's pretty much the gist of the movie. I just explained the movie in like one sentence. That's pretty much what
yeah. And I do believe, I mean, if you whenever you get a chance to see it, never spoiler, but I'm not giving no characters on it. I'm just going to use the group as itself. The freedom fighters.
happened.
I too believe one of them is a superhero that was in another realm and so happily got trapped in the quantum realm just like Janet was.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that. Um, who it is, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I got an idea who it is. I'll let y'all watch the movie. Y'all can figure it out for yourself.
Yeah,
But
I
I
will.
know who it is.
Hmm.
Um, but also, and here's, I guess this is like a double-sided question. One, do you think Janet thought he was the good guy at first when she first knew him? when she first got saved? Did she think she was a good guy? And B, why did she spend all that time hiding from him when she knew how to defeat him the whole time?
Well, my Kane was a little charming. What I mean, she fell for the the
She did
charm.
fell for it.
He
She
he, he
fell
was
for
running
it.
that double G on her. Double G stand for good game. He ran good game on her. I'm just gonna say that the double G. She ain't know what to do, man. That was double G from the future. They weren't used to that. Little jokes, a little joke. Don't mind my jokes.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
mean, she knew
yeah. So
about him.
another spoiler, potential spoiler. She didn't know who he was till she like touched the machine and read it like
Yeah,
had his thoughts in mind. Then
yeah.
she saw who Kane was. I'm giving very vague. I'm trying not to give a play by play like spoiler alert, but that was pretty much what it was.
Yeah,
And
she
oh,
touched the machine.
in this film, don't leave out. Don't be that guy that leave out on a Marvel film without
Watch,
the end
watch the
credit.
end credit.
Don't be
Watch the
that
end
guy.
credit.
Don't be that
Yeah,
person. Don't be that person.
yeah. If you've been to a Marvel movie, you know not to leave the theater
Mm,
when the ending. Um, which we probably gonna talk about that one in another
mm,
video. We can talk about that in another video. But
yeah.
any
We
other
might do a
potential?
more further breakdown, but we just giving like a brief review of what we saw, what stood out to us.
Yeah. Now, I do. I will say this is a pro. I did like the fact that Scott did get his hand to hand combat better. I do like that. There was sometimes he was giving Kane a little problem,
Mm,
even though Kane was stronger. I'm not denying that. Truthfully, if this is like the comics, he would have snapped him like a twig in 3 seconds. Let's just be honest. Let's just be
come
honest.
on, man. They had to
But
make it good for the. They got to
no,
make
no,
it
no.
entertaining. They can't make it out of it.
Yeah, but I was about to go. That was going to go to my point though. Like I was saying at the theater when we seen it, Kane has faced every Avenger, pretty much in every realm, as you could say. But he couldn't predict Scott. He has never faced Scott in any of the timelines that he has ever
Scott
been
is
on.
like a wild card though. You don't got no.
He ain't
He
got
a
no
wild card.
backstory. Yeah, he got
He
no
like a wing
backstory.
it type thing. He like
Yeah.
wing it and it may work. Like he is.
But I like that. I like the fact that they made Scott the unpredictable one, other than your
Mm,
everyday, like unlike your Bruce Banners or somebody like that. Like we know what Bruce Banner going to be. We know
mm.
how Thor is going to act. Is going to act. We know how Iron Man is going to act.
Well, technically, I don't want to give another spoiler. Technically, Kane almost won too. We're gonna say something at the end help
Yeah,
the Ant. Technically, he
yeah,
was losing the battle. If you actually
yeah,
go back and take a look.
yeah. But I'm saying, but I like the fact that they made him the he's smart enough. He's smart enough to throw him off, but he's also so unpredictable to actually gain an advantage as well because he has never
Mhm.
faced them in the future. Never have faced them in any of the rounds. Ant Man is the only
Well,
one he has
I'm gonna
not
be
faced.
honest with you. I'll be honest. Ant-Man won, but he won off the streak of luck. It
Yes.
wasn't like
Yeah.
because technically, if you watch it,
Well,
I'm trying not to give too much detail.
as if he
If something
won.
didn't help him at the last minute, Ant-Man was taking that L.
Yeah.
My prediction
But
was he was going to take an L to
yes.
continue to start a phase 5.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, Ant-Man probably going to take an L.
Well, this is the perfect video to talk about it now. This is my theory, and I think you agree with it. I thought he was gonna get stuck in the quantum realm, and that was gonna be the
Yeah.
start of Kane Dynasty. And they was gonna have to go back in the quantum realm to get Scott because he knew about Kane and he could warn them about Kane. I thought that was gonna happen, but then the ending happened. I'm like, oh man, that messed up the whole. That would have been a perfect leeway if they would have just had him stuck there in the
Yeah.
like in there. But
I guess I didn't
and
want to
then
make it too predictable.
yeah, I think that's what it was too. And then on top of that, how they was gonna play in Kane
Mm.
Dynasty if he was pretty much easily winning. You know what I'm trying to say? Even though he does win, but easily winning would have been different. So I can see I see why they did it that way.
Mm.
I can see why. But overall, great. I mean, overall, good film. Good film. Good start off for season for phase 5.
All right.
Um,
Uh,
any
I
other
know
good? Any
Rotten
other thoughts?
Tomatoes didn't show no love to it. Rotten Tomatoes gave it like all thumbs down. Like I'm just joking, but Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah,
didn't give it high.
they never gave a high. I remember I still don't. I still have listened to them since they gave Man of Steel a 34%. I still haven't listened to them
So I
since.
understand that. Yeah. So what would you give this rating of Ant-Man Wasp? I mean, from a 0 to a 10. 0 or negative if you thought it was that bad. 10 being the best. Very rarely we come across a 10 movie, but very rare.
Yeah, very rare. I was giving it 7. It's above average. I
Seven. I give it
definitely
like a
saw that average.
7.5. If it's a
Yeah,
good starter intro, I'll give it like a 7.5.
yeah.
Wasn't an 8. I wouldn't. It wasn't. I don't think it was 8 worthy. It was a good
Nah,
intro.
it would have been an 8 if they would have had if that theory that I said would have been, ooh, that would have been perfect. That would have been an 8. They would have played it out like that. But I
Man.
I guess
I
yeah,
guess they like, come on, Scott getting stuck in a quantum realm again. That's pretty much what
exactly, yeah,
that's pretty much too.
exactly.
Like, come on, guys, new material. That's pretty much, I think, that's part of what they want.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I say I don't think
Yeah.
they want him to get stuck in there twice. But yeah, I give it a 7. I give it a 7. I give it a solid 7. Is there any other thing I really before we end it? Is there anything else that you without like any like major spoilers or anything like that? Is anybody else as far as the movie or plot wise that you like or did you agree with?
Well, I like how they introduced the Council of Kings. That was a great
Yeah,
introduction.
yeah,
That was good because it made sense why he was exiled. It made sense.
mm-hmm.
I was thinking that while I was watching. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, oh, he got exiled by the Council of Kings. And I was right when they showed it at the end.
Yeah. You think now? Yeah, the console. I do agree with you. The console came. They played that joint out just like the comic too. That was the funny thing about it. They played that joint just like the comic. Now, do you think? Do you see another King or this King being a problem in the future MCU?
Not this King. I think they're gonna have to face another King in
That's what I
the
was
in the
thinking too.
future. I think it's gonna be a different King.
And I think the Fantastic Four
And
gonna
then
face
in
one
the
too.
King, I'm about to give another spoiler. Then the Council of King announced that the King in the Quantum Realm passed away.
Yeah, they say he died pretty much.
Yeah. So so technically they knew because I guess you could tell by the timeline, so they
By
could
the
tell.
timeline, yeah.
Yeah, by the timeline that
But
he passed away.
the thing is, to them, he might be. Sorry, potential spoiler, maybe even theory. I could be wrong, but I'm just going off of this.
Hold on.
From them, they saying for them, they saying that he died. He got sucked into that to that object. There's no chance he died in that. He's stuck in that possibility land that he's gonna be seeing 1,000 other kings. That's
Yeah, you're
just
right.
like
It's
him.
possible. Yeah, now that you think
To
about it, technically he's not dead per se. He would be
them,
stuck.
he is. To them, he
Mm.
is. But he could actually still be a lot. Think about like what if with when how they stuck when they stuck Killmonger and Vision into that trap dimension and had them duel it out. It's the same exact thing. He's just stuck in there with multiples of him to find a way to get out and take over the world. That's pretty much what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think he's going to get out, and they're going to think he's dead, but he's going to take all of them out at some point.
That's what I was thinking. I think that's what the King Dynasty is going to be leading to.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his
Wow, you
breakout.
gotta actually that. I'll be honest, that's actually not a bad theory because I had a feeling he wasn't technically dead per se,
Yeah, to
but the
them he
council
is.
said he's dead, so I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I guess.
but till you see a body, ain't nobody dead. There's no
Yeah,
body.
okay.
So there's no body. Even with Thanos, it was a body. So you know, even with every big bad had a body. Even
Hmm.
Killmonger had a body. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's the only one that he got sucked in. He literally got sucked in. So
Alright. That's actually not a
he
good theory. That's not a,
yeah.
but
I can
that
actually see
probably would make sense for them moving on to the next part, the
he would
portion.
be yeah, because he would be smarter than all of them combined because he been stuck there so long. And on top
Mhm.
of that, if he breaks out, he will know how to defeat all his other peers. They already exiled him, so
Mhm.
he's enemy number one right now. So
Yeah.
whatever way to dismember the consul, if you just take them all out,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah.
and you become the number one guy.
Yeah. So you think somehow that's actually not a bad prediction. You think he may get out, then come out to everybody, and then Kang the Conqueror. That makes sense. So the Kang
And that would
Dynasty,
be and then that would be the start of Secret Wars. That would be the start
Secret
of that.
War.
They're trying to take
So
him out.
I was that he's probably gonna come out and kill all the other Kangs in a different.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense. It makes sense. It
yeah,
makes sense. Now that you think about it, it makes sense now. I think we may have just spoiled the we potentially you may have just spoiled the future Marvel films. You may potentially if it's correct. He could be wrong.
if it's
We
played out.
both could be
Yeah,
wrong. We both could be
yeah,
wrong. I just listen. I said it makes sense. Your theory actually makes sense.
yeah.
So, oh,
Because I'm
all
like,
right, Tay.
yeah, because to them he's dead. To them, but Ant-Man and all of them know he's still out there. You can even hear it at the end. You hear it at the end. I mean, the end with him think he was thinking
Yeah, because he was
thinking
thinking
too
like,
much.
oh, did I really?
Yeah, he's thinking
Yeah.
too much.
Mhm.
You know, you always follow the hero that thinks too much. I learned that.
Mhm.
You always to the hero that thinks too much. He was thinking way too much for him to be dead. I'm just saying. So,
All right.
yeah.
So I think we're gonna end it here. We might do another video, just do a
We gotta do the
breakdown.
end credit. Yeah, the breakdown and end
We
credit.
might we
We
might
gotta
just
do
do
that.
a full breakdown, like probably break down certain parts. This is gonna be a big spoiler. We were trying not to
Yeah,
do too many spoilers, but I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Also follow our channel. We do regularly appear on another podcast, Too Much Show. We're
yeah,
gonna leave a link. Shout out to them. We're on there every Sunday on a live cast. All
yeah.
right, so peace ahead, Grease.
I love y'all.